Hi guys, thank you for clicking on this week's video. So I really suck at making weekly videos, so that's great. Well, actually, to be honest, this is the second time I have filmed this. The first time it just didn't really turn out, and I didn't want to post it without some kind of an ending. So I did film it to post last week, but that just didn't happen. So I actually might be doing 2 videos this week, just because I already had a plan for a video this week. So I have been trying to do 1 video a week, like on Wednesdays, just because this is a nice middle of the week, but we'll see. Still trying to get the roll of things, but we'll see. So this week is a crafting video. I'm going to show you how to do a 2-tone picture. I have done these plenty of times, but unfortunately with crafts, like the first time I filmed this video, just sometimes they don't turn out. You really won't know until the end. So you just gotta roll the punches. So all you're really gonna need is your paint, your canvases, your paintbrushes, depending on what kind you want to use, and your canvases. As I said, for this video I am actually using 8x10 canvases. For the first time I filmed it, I actually had the normal stretched canvases with the wooden frame, but this time I bought, honestly I think I bought the wrong type of things, but they're called canvas panels from Joann's. They're just super thin, but they are the same canvas material. It's just not stretched on a wood frame. So we'll see how that works. But yeah, so what the 2-tone picture is you go ahead and you paint one color, put your stickers in your picture on top after it dries, obviously, then put a secondary color on top. I typically do black just because I think it pops better, and then you take those letters and pictures off, and then you have your picture. So let's go ahead and get started. On these, I'm actually doing 4. I wonder if I have, I'll just tell you. I am doing these for Dalton's Garage. So we are actually doing our 3 cars and then the Mopar M, because if any of you, which a lot of you do know my husband, he's a very big Mopar man. But yeah, so he is going to put these in his garage. So even if they don't turn out perfect, it's fine, because it's for my husband, it's for our garage. So really the only ones looking at it is going to be us. But yeah, let's get started. Okay, so as I said, this is my second attempt at these ones. Hopefully these ones turn out a little bit better. So I have all my supplies here. I actually bought these canvas panels at Joann Fabrics. So they're not like full canvas, it's just like these little blocks. So I hope it'll turn out. Feels like the same material as just a normal canvas, like the ones that have the wood frame, and just not framed, I guess. Otherwise, all of the rest of these things here, like the paint brushes, the foam brushes, and the lettering, I got at the Dollar Tree, so $1 each. Since I'm doing a good amount of canvases, I just wanted to make sure that I had enough. It is important that you get the ones from the dollar store that says removable on painted surfaces and walls, because that is where I went wrong on my last attempt on these. Is I just got normal poster stickers and they're not going to come off, or if they do, it's gonna leave like remnants of the sticker behind and paint's gonna bleed. It's just, be safe, get the ones that say removable on paint, because that is going to be your best bet. Again, I just got a bunch because I do know that I'm going to need a few. When it comes to the paint, I am doing the Apple Barrel brand, which I got at Walmart, and I think each of these, which is 8 fluid ounces, were not quite $3, but a little bit more than $2.50 each. Still a good deal. I use this brand just because I've used it before and I really like the finish, and it dries really quickly, which I really like. And then of course the foam brushes, as you can see, I got an 8-piece pack at the dollar store. Super cheap, so I mean, if you forget to wash them out, it's fine. You know, you got the whole pack for $1, so it's a good deal. And I did also get this paint roller at the dollar store as well. So I will be right back. I'm just going to kind of rearrange everything and I will start. Okay, now that I have everything laid out a little bit better, I'm going to go ahead and start. Like I said, these are going to be paintings put up in Dalton's garage, which I think is really cool. I've done paintings like this plenty of times before. I might actually put, like, maybe if I can, like a little slideshow of the other ones that I've done. I really like how they turn out. But we have the Mopar M, which is going to be on one. We have the Dodge Challenger, the Dodge Ram Charger, and then of course our new addition even to our home is the Alfa Romeo Giulia. So these are actually all cars that Dalton and I own. So we have a 2015 B5 Blue Dodge Challenger, we have a 1987 Dodge Ram Charger, and then we just got, I think 2 days ago when I'm filming this video, a 2017 Alfa Romeo Giulia, which is our new baby, and I am so excited about it. So, you know, good time because now I can add her to the paintings. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove these. I just wanted to kind of show you what we were working with. Okay, so to start, I am actually going to use the bigger foam brush that came in the kit from the dollar store. With the foam brushes, I really like putting the paint right on it, which is really nice. And of course you want to make sure that you have a surface that you don't care about getting paint on. So I'm just using an old moving box, which you can see by all the colors on it I've used before. I always just let it dry and then I store it in a closet. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this blue. And I'm going to put it on all of these canvases. And as you can see, I actually like putting the paint, like I said, right on the brush instead of the canvas when it comes to foam brushes. I think it just spreads out a little bit nicer. So we will go ahead and do that. This blue is so pretty. Again, this paint dries pretty quickly, which I really like. But I am just going to start with a really nice first coat, and then I'll let that dry, and then I'll go ahead and do the second coat. Oops. Oh, yikes. Okay. And this paint is nice too. It's really easy to get off your hands when you wash your hands. But I'm gonna, as you can see, really nice blue. I'm going to go ahead and do the other 3 canvases, and I will be right back. Okay, so I just finished putting the first layer on all of these canvas panels down. Even if you have like a full canvas, even if you have a full canvas like this with the wood frame around it, you don't have to worry about putting paint on the edges with your undercolor, because you're just going to go ahead and put whatever top color you're going to put on top right on the edges, just so it looks nice. So for the edges, you don't really need to do your bottom color. Even though I do have one more of the framed canvases from my first attempt, I decided to just go ahead and make them cohesive and just use these canvas panels. Like I said, this as soon as I said it, I knew that was wrong. Like I said, these apple barrel paints, they dry really quickly. So I'm gonna say let's leave them for about 15 minutes and we will come back and check them. They should be dry by then. I didn't do terribly too thick of a coat. But yeah, so we will come back in about 15 minutes. Okay, so it's been about 15 minutes and as you can see, it is completely dry to the touch, which is great. Again, I didn't use too thick of a coat, but just in general, this brand dries really quickly. I can tell, I mean, you can probably see, yeah, as you can see, like this side is a little lighter than this section here, and you know, just kind of all over in general. So I am going to for sure do a second coat. Hopefully I won't have to do more than 2, but again, we'll just kind of have to see how the paint dries and go from there. Okay, yeah, that looks a lot better for a second coat. So again, I'm gonna let that dry for about another 15 minutes, and then from there I will just kind of put down all the stickers and the images. Now for the images, all I did is literally I just found, or I went on Google, typed in the car and said outline. You can find like either sketches, like the Challenger one is a sketch. The Giulia one, I'm not quite sure what it was. It was kind of a sketch, but not like a pencil sketch. It was like a computer sketch. And then the Ramcharger was just like an animated picture, I guess you could say. So what I went ahead and did is I kind of measured, since these are 8x10s, I kind of measured based off of that of how big I wanted to do them. I just went ahead and printed them out, and then from there I used just packing tape that again I got from the dollar store. I cut, I would say maybe about 5 centimeters around the image itself. So like for the Challenger, I had maybe about this much paper left that I cut around, and then from there I did a top layer of the packing tape. I cut the image out like how you see it here, and then I went ahead and put more packing tape on the back just because it kind of makes it laminated and way easier to take off of the canvas and to reuse, which is great. So that's kind of the process that I did for all 4 of these images, which is nice. And then again for the lettering, just those packs from the dollar store that are removable on paint. So like I said, let's go ahead and wait another 15 minutes for these to dry, and I will be back. Okay, and we are back. As you can see, I already put down some of the stickers just because it does take a while, but I did want to show you how I put the painter's tape on back. You can just use the packing tape, but I prefer painter's tape on the back of the pictures just because you are putting it straight on paint and it'll just peel nicer, and you know, most likely won't lift up any paint. But it does look like a little bit of overkill, but obviously you want to get as much on there but not have the rolls be too thick, because if they're too thick the picture will be risen up, and that is when you're going to get a lot of paint like bleeding. So I just kind of do it like that. Obviously with cars there's a lot of like rounded portions, pointed out portions, everything like that, but I did want to show you how I go ahead and put everything on the canvases. But as you can see, I already did Little Blue, which is the name of our Challenger. I did the Mopar M with Mopar. Can't really see the Mopar M. Well, I mean, I guess you can a little bit because of the shine of the light. And then of course I did my Alfa Romeo, which I couldn't fit her full name on there. Her full name is actually Valkyrie. And then I have that picture. And then I will go ahead and show you how I did these with Old Blue, which is the name of our Ram Charger. So that's kind of what Dalton wanted to do. He wanted to have the names of the cars on the bottom instead of, you know, what they were, which I really liked. Definitely a lot more personable. So I'm just going to go ahead and start putting the stickers down. I want to start with the right word first. Now obviously these aren't going to really matter about what color the stickers are, just because you're going to paint over them and wound up just like throwing them away. So that doesn't matter at all. You do just want to make sure that they are in line. That one has more taken out of it, so obviously I want to try to use a sheet completely before I start a new one, but as you can see, we have a lot of L's. So that's why I said I knew that I would need a bunch of different sheets. Oh, that one's a little crooked. Let's see if I have another L on here that I don't. Oh yeah, because I already started on the third sheet. That's okay. So Old Blue is a name, or sorry, Little Blue is the name that Dalton has been using for B5 challengers that he's made in like video games and stuff like that. So it was just something that he really wanted to carry over once we got our challenger, which I thought was really cool, very fitting. And then once we got our Ram Charger, she just happened to be blue as well. So he thought, you know, Little Blue, Old Blue would be kind of fun. So that's how we came up with those names. Valkyrie, that came just from, we were actually hanging out with two of our best friends when we bought it that night. We went and showed it to them, and we were sitting there trying to think of names, and you know, it was really hard, and we came to Riot, which is the silver symbiote from the Venom comics, and then Valkyrie, which is a character from Thor. She's obviously just kind of really strong person, and she wears I think it, if I remember correctly, it's like white, silver, and gold armor. But also Valkyries, you know, they were known as just like really strong, independent women, very, very long time ago. So just kind of felt fitting. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on here. That was just a little part of the packing tape from the picture, so that's okay if that comes off, because I wound up having to do a few layers depending on the picture, just based off of how I folded it over. So I'm going to go ahead and move these. So that is how those turned out. Obviously these light blue ones you can't really see, so sorry about that. Oh, there you go, you can see them a little bit better. So then from there, I am going to go ahead and take my black paint, and I'm going to paint over these. Now, I've been having some issues with this roller, so I'm going to see if I even want to use it. Reason being is, last time I used it kind of gave a weird like bubbly texture, which obviously if it dries, that's what the texture is going to be, and I did not obviously want that. So I'm just going to do like a little bit of one and see how it turns out. If it doesn't turn out good, I'm just going to go ahead and use the second foam brush that I have over here. So I am going to make sure I grab the black that I have already started. So when you have pictures like these and with the stickers, you want to go as slowly as possible around the images, just because you don't want the image to lift up. Personally, I actually start a little bit on the image. Yeah, see, it has that bubbly texture and I don't want that, so I'm actually just gonna go right ahead and not use that. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. As you can see, I did do a little bit more on Little Blue because I wanted to test this roller. This one's actually a little bit better. I don't remember where I got this roller. I think actually it was Michael's. This one obviously is a little bit more expensive than that Dollar Tree one. But, I mean, you can see there's still a little bit of those kind of rough texture, but I think it'll turn out okay. You want to go outside the image. And I'm definitely going to do more than one coat of the black as well. What a beautiful sound of paint running out. Good thing I have another one. You don't want terribly too much on the roller, just because, again, to prevent it from bleeding. Okay, so as you can see, I got the first layer of the black down. I am definitely going to want to do a second one. So again, going to let this dry for about 15 minutes and then come back and then do a second coat. And then once that second coat is done, guess maybe I might even let that one dry a little bit longer than the normal 15, which I usually do, just because with peeling the letters in the pictures, you want to make sure that they are, the paint is dry enough that it's not going to smudge. So again, I will be back in about 15 minutes. Okay, so I didn't really do a clip besides the time lapse of the second coat of the black, just because in the last clip before the time lapse I kind of just said what I was doing anyways. So I let this coat dry for 25-30 minutes. Just because, again, I am going to be removing the letters and the images, and I do want to make sure that it's more dry than I did the other layers, just because the other layers you were just putting the same color or a different darker color on top. So what I usually use is I'll use like a toothpick or like something that isn't going to ruin the paint but will like lift up the tape or the stickers. So I'm just gonna start here. Okay, welcome back after all that painting and peeling. Sure, that was fun for you guys to watch. So as I said at the beginning of this video, you never really know how these are going to turn out until you're done. I mean, that's kind of what you get when it comes to painting. No matter how careful you are and how dry the paint is, you never know. So these are how they turned out. This is the Old Blue, which is our truck. I think the truck turned out okay. I'm gonna have to just smooth out the black lines a little bit, which I'm gonna do with a smaller paintbrush. I'm just gonna do that later. I'm not gonna do it for the video. And then, like I said throughout the video, the stickers, just removing the white portions a little bit better. So I'm going to clean up those. This one did not really turn out that well. I will say it did turn out better than the first attempt, but as you can see, the black did bleed more than on any of the other pictures as it did on the Mopar M. That's fine, I'll just go with a smaller brush like I'm going to do with the truck, and then of course get rid of the white adhesive from the stickers. Same thing with Little Blue, just going to go ahead and smooth out the black lines a little bit better. Honestly, I would say probably, even though as you saw my tape on the back was pretty close to the edge, I maybe could have done it a little bit closer, and that would have helped a little bit more with the image being more flat on it, and to prevent that bleeding. And then of course we have Valkyrie, which again, I'm gonna have to go and fix up the black lines a little bit, but you know, overall not too bad. A lot of easy fix that I'm just gonna do by themselves. But yeah, so that's how you make these two-tone canvases. I hope this, you know, works a little bit better for you than it did me. Like I said, I've done these a lot of times, and all the other times they turned out really well. But I mean, honestly, I did have to go and touch up the black paint because you never know. But yeah, so if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a like and give it a share. And you know, I always appreciate a subscribe, so go ahead and click subscribe. All right, thanks guys.